Hey there, Terry Hodgkinson. I'm here with my good friend Dr. Patrick Porter. We did a trip together. I took him with a group of people to China a few years ago, and we explored different Taoist areas such as the Wudang Mountains. And one of the things I wanted Patrick to talk about, because we went right to the top. This is a pilgrimage that people have been doing for thousands of years. And we were able to go to the very top of the mountain, something that they call the Golden Peak or the Golden Summit, where a lot of people go there seeking enlightenment. Well, we made it to the top. This is what it looks like from the Golden Peak. I wanted to sort of get Patrick's idea of what that was like when he was at the top.
Well, it was fantastic. I mean, when you're up there in that rarefied air, and you know, there's every language being spoke around you. You know, people make this pilgrimage from everywhere, and you know, it was enjoyable. We got to spend time up there seeing everything that's there. I mean, you get to see the artwork, touch the temple, be there, part of that energy. I mean, part of it is just being in that energy. It's just awesome, and I can see why they built the temple up there. Once you're there, it's an awesome experience.
And the scenery was just amazing,
yes.
Wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, another thing that we do on the trip to Wudang is we actually are able to train with masters in the martial arts who live on Wudang Mountain, and this is such a special thing because people, you know, would love to be able to do this, but sometimes you just don't make the effort to go to Wudang, and this is what I'm giving you the opportunity to do. So what did you think about the teachers that we had at Wudang Mountain, Patrick?
Well, I think it was great. I mean, you don't have to be a martial artist even to go, which was really cool, because some of the people had never done any martial arts. Fortunately, I had done some, but it looked like I didn't. You know, once you get up against these masters, and I mean, they were fantastic. I mean, when you see these really, they started when they were kids. You know, like you think in movies, this was like in olden times when they were 7 years old or even younger, and they go into the temple and they start to learn. But I mean, it was a surreal experience. It was being like a part of one of these, like the show Kung Fu, one of their movies where you see them out there working out, but you're right there with them. And you know, they're coaching you along the way. Yeah. So you get to see the master. They work with you. I mean, one of my favorite was being in the temple. Yeah. When we got to actually work out in the temple itself, and of course we put that to some of the music that's from the area, and it became a memory. Yeah. It was just fantastic.
Yeah, and these teachers move like silk. I mean, you just can't imagine that it's so natural for them to be able to do this. Now, another thing that I wanted to talk about, because a lot of people say, well, you know, what do you eat in China? Well, you know, I mean, what's the food like there? And I have to tell you that when we go to Wudang Mountain, and this is where we spend the majority of our time, all the food is grown locally. It's all from the mountain. And Wudang is known as a medicinal place where there's medicinal herbs for healing and everything. So maybe you could just talk a little bit about what you experienced with the food there.
Well, it was fantastic, number one. I mean, the food was ever changing because whatever the region, the foods were that region, we got to eat just like the locals. It wasn't like going to a canned restaurant and just picking something out like here in the United States. So when we went there, I mean, what was really cool at the time we went was sometimes the facility wasn't even open. We would arrive into a village and they just come out of the woodwork and basically we set up with the dinner. It was really pretty much all you could eat because they just wanted to please you, and there'd be sometimes 7 or 8 different dishes that were all, the flavors were incredible. I mean, the food was something that I've just not been able to find since going there. I've been to a few different restaurants here trying to find out if somebody makes food like that. They just don't prepare it in this country like they do in China. So
it's so fresh. I mean, you can watch them. Sometimes we hit these villages and they go around to their garden and pick it right out of their garden and then cook it right up for us. That's, you know, how special the food is. So thanks very much, Patrick. I appreciate your input. And if you're interested in these things, these are only 3 of the experience. The top of Wudang Mountain, training with Kung Fu masters, and the food. We could sit here and literally talk to you for an hour about the different experiences that were had on Wudang Mountain, but we're going to leave it at that. And if you're interested in knowing more and learning more, you can check out my website at Tao, spelled T-A-O, but pronounced Tao, Journeys. toTaoist.com. Check out the trips that are coming up this year. We got one coming to China again, to the Wudang Mountains, and also to India, to the foothills of the Himalayas and the Ganges, or as they say in the local, it's the Ganga, Mother Ganga River. And we're going to do some meditation, some yoga, and some amazing things there as well. So check it out, and I hope to see you on the trip this year. Thank you. Thanks, Patrick.
Thank you.